This is the LANSA News Weekly for the week beginning February 10, 2014.
Hello, and welcome to the first edition of the LANSA News Weekly. My name is Elena Kite.
And I'm Janetta Kerr. On today's broadcast, we will recap the highlights of the first half of the school year and inform you on some of the more important and interesting stories taking place locally and nationally.
First, let's review the first half of the year. In October, LANSA students joined students from other schools around the city and elsewhere in a Southern University in Mount Allison-sponsored four-day educational experience to Houston. The trip was designed to gauge and pique the interest of high school and college students in STEM careers. Careers involving science, technology, engineering, and math.
Here are a few photos of the trip participants. LANSA was well represented. They enjoyed a truly fun learning experience that took them to the NASA Space Museum and Houston's Health Museum, among other trip highlights. The trip was totally paid for, included a stipend, and was organized by our own Miss Jenkins.
Another very successful event this part of the school year took place right here on campus. Students participated in series.
The week featured themes including Pajama Day, Opposite Day, and Celebrity Day that allow students to express themselves through their dress. These are just a few of the fun looks that made the week a success.
We have also been privileged to welcome several guest speakers who have given us their wisdom and encouragement.
These include Mr. Singleton, who has introduced us to other guests, including a former Southern University engineering professor, and Mrs. Margaret Moore, who joined us for Breast Cancer Awareness Day at the school. Additionally, we started off the new year with an informative career day that featured persons from several professions, including journalists, chemists, lawyers, and firefighters. On behalf of the students, we thank them all for their time and concern, including PTA President Mr. Kemp.
All of this is great, and it's meant for the students. LANSA is a student-centered school, and as such, each broadcast will want to have a student profile in which we will get to know one of the students who make Louisiana New School Academy what it is. For this first student profile, we interviewed a returning senior.
Welcome to this week's student profile. I'm senior class correspondent Lucia Bowles here with senior
Precious Gold.
What's your full name, Precious?
My full name is Precious Raven Gold.
Your name that's in life?
No, unfortunately not.
Where were you born?
Women's Hospital, Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
What school did you previously attend?
McKenna Senior High School.
What do you like most about Louisiana New School?
The small classroom setting.
What's your favorite subject?
Sociology.
Who teaches it?
Miss Jen.
She nice.
Yeah, sometimes.
What are your plans after high school?
I plan on attending a four-year college to become a registered nurse.
What month were you born?
April.
What day?
3rd.
What sign?
Aries.
How do you like to spend your free time?
I like to hang with friends and shop.
Who would you say is your role model and why?
My mother, because she motivates me.
Who's your favorite comedian?
Kevin Hart.
Why?
Because he's just hilarious, of course.
Who's your favorite musician?
Nicki Minaj.
What's your favorite song?
Cool. Right Through Me.
What's your favorite television show?
Charm.
Give me a saying or a bit of wisdom that you live your life by.
If God can bring you through it, He can bring you through it.
Okay, well, that concludes our interview. Thank you to Precious for joining me today.
Thank you.
Before we move on to news beyond the campus, please take note of the following announcement.
In local news, Jackson Correctional Center for Youth recently closed its doors. The teenage residents of the facility were transformed to other youth correctional facilities throughout the state.
In education news, the State Board of Elementary and Secondary Education is planning to delay parts of the new core curriculum standards.
Another topic that has affected education has been the weather. Here at LANSA and throughout the past and much of the state and region, schools have missed multiple days due to the very cold weather, ice, and snow that closed several roads.
And now with a special segment, here is correspondent Fantasia Haynes. As we head into the second month of 2014, we want to take one final look back at 2013. From the heroic actions of a Georgia elementary school secretary to talk down a conservative government, to the death of a national hero in Nelson Mandela. 2013 was a year to remember. So enjoy the following montage brought to you by Jim Jack.
Jim Jack. So long 2013, it's time to send you on your way. With your chaos in Egypt, drones in Pakistan, the spying NSA, a sequester and then a shutdown.
Obamacare was finally here.
Crack smoking mayors, Carlos Danger, 2013, what a year. The Pope said, not even that shame. We decided it's okay for gays to wed. Northwest and then a royal baby. We really knocked them dead. New iPhones and Harlem shaking.
I got my twerking butt in here. Skank.
My empire grew bigger.
I said
2013, what a year.
Hey, what's the holdup? I'm a TV actor.
I'm a rock star.
I transformed a nation.
Show off. Blockbuster Batkin, Grand Theft Auto, and the Fox said. Slugs and typhoons and twisters. They filled us all with dread and fear. There was way more than we can even say. Now it's the end. Amen. 2013, what a year.
Finally, we wish to remember former longtime LANSA administrative assistant, Alzina Bailey. She was a sweet, dedicated, and strong personality whose spirit lives on as part of the LANSA family. In entertainment news, Justin Bieber has made headlines for the wrong reasons, getting in trouble with the law, including the DUI. A petition has even been made to have the pop music star deported to Canada. In other music news, the Grammys wrapped up just over a week ago, and the top winners included Daft Punk. Performances from Jay-Z and Beyonce, Kendrick Lamar, The Living Beatles, and a historic performance by Macklemore, Ryan Lewis, and Madonna that saw the marriage of 33 couples in a rare wedding ceremony presided over by Queen Latifah.
Random Access Memories, Daft Punk.
Daft Punk wins Best Album at the Grammys for Random Access Memories. Accepting for the mask-wearing musicians was Paul Williams, who helped produce the album.
Back when I was drinking and using, I used to imagine things that weren't there that were frightening. And then I got sober, and two robots called me and asked me to make an album.
The group also won Best Record for Get Lucky.
This is the one thing that I did not expect the most about tonight.
Newcomer Lorde won Best Song and Best Pop Solo for Royals.
It is my distinct honor to now ask our participants to exchange rings.
Queen Latifah introduced a mass same-sex marriage on stage. That just before Madonna joined with Mary Lambert, Trombone Shorty, and Macklemore and Ryan Lewis to sing the duo's Same Love.
First and foremost, I want to thank our fans, the people that got us on this stage.
Macklemore and Ryan Lewis won Best New Artist, one of 4 awards.
Surfboard, surfboard.
And oh, the Grammy collaborations. Jay-Z opened the show with wife Beyonce. Paul McCartney teamed up with Ringo Starr for McCartney's new Queenie Eye. Other highlights? Stevie Wonder with Pharrell and Daft Punk. Kendrick Lamar and Imagine Dragons. And Lang Lang with Metallica. Robin Thicke teamed up with the band Chicago. And 9 Inch Nails and Queens of the Stone Age closed the show. Lori Neff, The Associated Press.
sports news, the end of the football season culminated with Super Bowl 48, the first Super Bowl outdoors in a northern city. The game saw the Seattle Seahawks dominate the Denver Broncos 43-8. Luckily, the end of the football season saw some positive news. The Southern Jaguars finished 9-4, winning the SWAC championship game over Jackson State. LSU won its bowl game and signed the #1 high school recruit in the nation in St. Aug running back Leonard Fournette, and already have a commitment from the top high school player next year. And the Saints saw their return of Coach Sean Payton and won their first road playoff game ever before being knocked out by eventual champion Seattle. Now the sports world turns attention to basketball season. Here, the Eagles played their first basketball game of the season, and despite losing, showed a very competitive spirit.
Yeah, I think he ran that off. There goes AD, throwing it down. How about a poster? Anthony Davis is on fire.
New Orleans will soon host an NBA All-Star game. The last player selected to join the team was Pelicans forward Anthony Davis, who is one of only 4 players averaging 20 points and 10 boards a game. Plus, he leads the league in blocks. The Winter Olympics is just getting underway in Russia. The games are under tight security because of threat of terrorism. Former LSU track star Lolo Jones is scheduled to participate in the bobsled competition. Finally, in breaking news, SEC Defensive Player of the Year Michael Sam of the Missouri Tigers announced he is gay. He will likely become the first openly gay player in the history of the NFL.
We wish to welcome the new students and staff to the second half of the school year, including Ms. Forte, Mr. Clark, and Ms. Fairmont. Please check us out soon for the next edition of the LANSA News Weekly, when we will have new features and segments.
Thank you for joining us. Take care, and remember, you can check out our latest broadcast anytime at LouisianaNewsSchoolAcademy.com.